Hey, what's up? My name is Paul Russell Parker III. You also know me as PRP3, the author. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to talk to you about one of my books in my Warden series. Now, this is actually a novella. It says a Warden series novella, and it's called The Buildup to Operation Intense Freedom. And there is my name. And that's actually me. And that's me in Kuwait as a 20-year-old, just turned 20. I was a Lance Corporal in the United States Marine Corps, 1st Marine Division. And it's a build up to Operation Intense Freedom. Now, it's based on my own experiences during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, the Iraq War. And of course, the Iraq War was called Operation Iraqi Freedom. But I changed up, like I said, I took artistic license with a lot of things because I wanted my story to be told. I wanted stories of veterans to be told, but I also wanted to make it fictionalized so where I can, I also wanted to tell a good story. I didn't want to write an autobiography because there's enough of those going out. I wanted to write an Iraq War story, a 2003 invasion of Iraq story that people would enjoy. So it is me. I'm digging a fighting hole. We're on the near the border of Iraq and Kuwait, near the DMZ, and it's called The Buildup. Now, The Buildup, before I go into the book, why I wrote it, and a little bit about it, I'm going to read you the back cover. So, the back cover says, "If tossed out to survive on your own, would you rise to the occasion? Overwhelmed with confusion, newly arrived in Camp Commando, Kuwait. John Gabriel Warden has no clue why he's in the Middle East. He and his team were told they would be temporarily assigned duty to the 1st Marine Division, but he assumed they'd fly to California. Nothing prepared Warden to find themselves driving off of a C-5 at Kuwait International Airport. Not only are they in a new country, but all conventional rules are thrown out of the window. Warden and his team find themselves training for war in an allied country and driving around Kuwaiti highways with fully loaded weapons during peacetime. In this military thriller novella, Warden is a United States Marine tasked to lead a team of Marines with the 1st Marine Division. He needs to ensure that his team is ready to go to war if the call is given. Warden feels left in the dark and out of his element while he struggles through setback after setback that would drive others insane during this build-up to a potential combat operation. Can Warden ensure that his team will be ready to fight? Warden continues to hope so, even though everything that could go wrong does go wrong. So, like I said, this is based on my own personal experiences, and I think it is one heck of a read. I think it's going to be entertaining, and you're going to be like, no, there's no way. There is no way that happened. Now, in the novella, it's a lot of truthfulness in there. Like, the best person to write a story is someone who's experienced or knowledgeable of the subject, and I'm so knowledgeable. I put my own experience in there, not just my experiences, but experience of my friends that were in the Marines, or things I saw, or other people I knew. It's something that happened. I'm like, oh, let me incorporate that into the story. That way I can tell all of our tale. I can tell everyone what we all experienced, and it's kind of like an homage to us, the 2003 invasion of Iraq veterans. Now, my audience is everybody, but I wanted to make sure that I told a story, a very special story, because there's maybe one TV series about the 2003 invasion, and there's not much else. Everything that you see on TV is always taking place years after the invasion. So I wanted to tell our tale more in detail. Now, if you heard me tell you what happened on the back cover, you're wondering, like, what could go wrong, what setback, how do you not know where you wake up? Well, like I said, it's based on my own personal experiences. So in 2002, I was coming off of deployment. We had just flew from California and landed back at in North Carolina at Cherry Point, Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, and we were heading back to Camp Lejeune. I got back with a teammate, and we were told, hey, you guys are going to this new, you're going to on the job train on this new satellite system that has never been in our division or our military, our Marine Expeditionary Force in North Carolina. So I had to learn some new equipment that I had never worked with before, and that was September 2002. Around November, we'd already done a little small backyard op at Fort Bragg on an army base to test his equipment out. And I want to say that was October. So November, late November, I'm getting, asked if I want to volunteer to be on a flyaway team and do things, or just be on a flyaway team, but not be told what it's about or where I'm going. I can only just accept it or not accept it. So I accepted it. A buddy of mine also, accepted it through me because I volunteered him for it. I was like, yeah, I need a teammate. They told me to pick a teammate, so I picked a teammate. So we were given orders, in December to 1st Marine Division, which is in Camp Pendleton, California, Oceanside, San Diego, and I'm in North Carolina. So we're thinking we're flying to North Carolina or California when we get told to leave. We're given all this desert cami stuff, camouflage utility uniforms and boots and helmet covers. There's no name tapes or anything. We're like, okay, we must be going to 29 Palms to go be like, oppositional forces or Op4 coyotes or radio operators. I don't know what they're going to do. So we get into a C5 at Cherry Point, end up waking up in Spain, going, where are we? What are we doing? We're like, I didn't know there was a deployment right now. At this time in early January 2003, there was no talk of war. There's no invasion. There was no forces except for a small group of Marines with, General Mattis. And then, of course, there was, Camp Doha, the army base, and some other installations in Kuwait that already had military people there. But in the middle of the desert, right above Kuwait City, underneath the Mutla Ridge, there was Camp Commando with Kuwaiti commandos, and joined right next to that base, covered, sectioned off by Connex shipping containers, was a small unit of Marines with General Mattis and Colonel John Kelly. And that's where we ended up. We went back to sleep on the plane in Spain after a day and woke up in Kuwait. And then, lo and behold, we're here to, I don't know. No one told us. We're here to do what? And they just parked our vehicle. We started, testing our radios. And slowly but surely, this is early January, units, different Marine units, different Army units started rolling in. And we would go out and we would do operations where we would, learn how to drive with the British 1st UK Armored Division in a convoy at night, because they have a different set of, they have different convoy rules with their equipment, their MVGs and their cat eyes and whatnot. So we were out there training a lot of training in the desert, and more troops arrive, more and more equipment arrives, and it goes from talking about doing a little field op to, hey, this is something different. We're given mop suits, and we still don't know what we're doing. We weren't told we're going to war, and that's what a lot of this book is about. They're having little adventures. They're doing what we did. They're going to the Armed Forces Hospital. They're trying to find name tapes for their uniforms, that says U.S. Marines in their last name. They're trying to find food because, at Camp Commando and then Camp Matilda, where we ended up at, there were no facilities to go buy stuff. There was no MWR. There was no AFEs. There were no MCX, no PX, no BX. There was just shower tents. One if you didn't get a smallpox inoculation. One if you did get a smallpox inoculation. There were boxes where you can go put bags in to wash your laundry, hand wash your laundry, hand scrub it. And that was it. Porta-johns. At least we had porta-johns. But we would go to the Army base, Camp Doha, to try to buy, cigarettes, sodas, fast food, because we didn't think we were going to a austere area. We thought we were going to California. Just like these guys in my story, they didn't pack any, they call it Pogie Bay in the Marine Corps, but they didn't pack any snacks. They didn't pack any backup extra stuff, a couple cases or cartons of cigarettes, because they didn't think they were going to end up in the desert. So that's the story. It's, a group of 4 Marines who are sent to Kuwait, and they're carrying loaded weapons, and they don't know why they're carrying loaded weapons, because during other field ops, when you go to different countries, you don't carry live weapons in your vehicle when you're driving around their cities and stuff. It just doesn't happen. But the security threat was so high for myself and other coalition forces that we were told to carry armed and loaded weapon, not armed but loaded weapons with magazines inserted, and just like they were, it was just insane. So like I said, I hope this is captivating and you want to find out what kind of things they go through. They see they witness a terrorist attack. And these things happened in Kuwait in 2003. There were shootings. There's reasons why we carried fully loaded magazines inserted into our rifles in real life and in the story, because people were attacking us. And I put that story into my character stories, and there was a lot of just things you never would have thought would happen were happening. So it's very interesting. Now, like I said, this is a novella, so this is a prequel, not really a prequel, but this story itself takes place before my book 3 that I'm about to talk about in my Warden series. I already talked about book 1, All In the Globetrot Shuffle, in another video. You can go to my other page and you'll see a video for Cash Me Out, Life and Death in Paradise, book 2. Book 3, novel 3, is Run the Table, Operation Intense Freedom, and this is what happens before Run the Table, Operation Intense Freedom. How they find out they're going to First Marine Division, their experiences in Kuwait and whatnot. So you can find this. The ebook is exclusive to Amazon. You can buy the ebook if you don't have a Kindle or e-reader, Amazon e-reader. You can download for free the Amazon e-reader app, and you can read it that way on any of your devices, even on a smartphone, an Apple phone. You can get that app and read the book, so you don't have to subscribe or anything to any Amazon service. You can just buy it, or you can get the paperback is found on Amazon. You can also find it on on the websites of major book retail stores like Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, and whatnot. So let me know if you read it. Let me know if you like it, or leave a review or like and subscribe and talk to me on this. Leave a comment. I like to get to know my readers and see what they see, and I like to learn their experiences. And when it comes to my stories, like, did they enjoy it? Was it fun? Did they like it? Was it something that that was interesting to them and whatnot? So I'm here to talk. I like doing that. I like to interact with my readers. So that's it. Look the book up, the build up to Operation Intense Freedom, and let me know if you liked it. So that's it. Have a good day.